I gotta get a picture of that. You look good.
You gonna take a picture of it?
I love it. You're pulling a pull-apart wheelbarrow. Way to go. Can you believe this junkyard is so busy on a Sunday afternoon? How could a junkyard be so busy when they're usually closed on the weekend, or at best open half a day on Saturday? It is Sunday afternoon. It's a glorious day in South Carolina. I'm gonna have to lose the accent. We're heading north. Parking lot is 3/4 full. And my truck is 9/10 full. We waxed it. MsHipChic and I put a coat of carnauba wax on it. She says, "Look at all these little scratches." I said, "Yeah, I know. Now you see it. When you look carefully, you see all the little scratches and dings and pings and bongs and wongs and tongs." Yep. All right. Time to put my gloves on and go junkyarding. BFH. I'm ready. Yep. The two most important tools in the junkyard. Back at the junkyard. Airbag. $45. Few little odds and ends that I need off this Chevy two-wheel drive pickup. Wheel bearing sounds good. Huh! Look at that. Ready to be sold. Funny, huh? A lot of times you come and get a part, looking for a part that's just sitting there unbolted, ready for whoever wants it. I was looking for those rear brake caliper spring thingies. And I found one pad, and I found one caliper. I looked on the ground for the little springy thingies, and I didn't see them anywhere. So I said, I'll do one last little tour of the back of the T-Ruck. You never know what you find in the back of a T-Ruck. And there it was, right there. And it does have two springy thingies. Where else would you get those? Sometimes they come in the package when you buy brake parts. Here, one for either side. I was missing one for each side, now I have one more for each side. They don't rattle, but still, I have the correct parts. No charge. They don't charge for rinky-dink little parts like that. Double clamped. What else did I need off this thing? Where's that wheel bearing? I wonder if it's a... Whoops, that's really good for the anti-lock brake wire. Kind of rusty. Feels real nice. Wish it was brand spanking new. Crunch. Somebody was hacking at that. This one's gone. Interesting. I got the battery tray off the Buick Roadmaster. I needed a couple of the bolts and I couldn't get one of the captive nuts off. I tried and tried, and I looked at the fender and there it was, sitting right there in perfect shape, not even rusty. Man's got his parts. Wonder how much a wheel bearing is worth. Someone took the studs. I've got my old one. Never threw anything away, that's my problem. Even comes with all the wiring. I wonder if I busted the airbag, the anti-lock brake wire. Gave it quite the tug. It comes off there, but they sell it to you with a new one when you buy it in Korea, China. Amazing, all the parts you make in China. Utterly amazing. Every single thing you'd buy in the US of A, Canada, made in China. Ching, chang, chong. Sounds real nice. Oh, it's got a part number on it. 05404-16. Well, it's not from April of 2016, that's for sure. Sounds real good. I think mine said SKF. Then I bought a Timken, which I forgot back home. Who knows? Alright. I'll have to check the price online. Then I'll look for some spark plugs in a pickup truck with a 5.3, which I just saw a minute ago. Well, mine look pretty good. Chevy grill. Chevy. Junk. Once I was in the hood, I figured I'd experiment on this defunct 5.3 if I do my intake gasket, which I don't think that's the problem. My check engine light went off, so my miss at idle isn't a big problem. You got these little caps that you just lift out, and you got this weather pack that you squeeze one side with a screwdriver, one side with your finger, and you put on a, what size, 7/8 socket. Unscrew it, and then let the water into the block, like that. And there is your knock sensor, of which there are two. These got wet. Wonder how good that is for them. Nobody knows, huh? Got the spark plugs out of this thing. The aluminum heads didn't seize to the spark plugs and vice versa. Air conditioning. Hard to get to. And put that down there so I forget it. Funnily, this rusty truck has a nice tight pitman arm. The spring box has a bit of play. The pitman arm is nice and tight. You can't see it in the camera, but trust me, it is. Surprisingly. And this junkyard junker with a nice sunroof. Some parts have been removed from this. It even comes with a Twix candy. Look at that. Tahoe junk. I just realized I was looking for a screwdriver. I forgot my screwdriver over at the Roadmaster. I'll have to send MsHipChic over to get it. Anybody want a Twix? I'll mail it to you. EGR. My Suburban does not have an EGR. My exhaust manifold is cast but not tapped, machined. Interesting. Wiring harness, which they recommend to change for the knock sensors. Don't forget it. That's what happens when you put things down. Absolutely. You got the same. Whoa! I'm going flying. Sorry. You got, so reverse. It's a band that must have snapped. But that's like driving without a horn. It teaches you patience. Spare tire. Yep. So you're looking for a tranny, or? I'm just sort of pirouetting here, standing on the cross member and the control arm.
I mean, if I found one that looked good enough, maybe. But
I saw one in the junkyard in Savannah. It was rebuilt. Guy was lucky.
yeah, I found one like that here before in a van too.
Yeah.
The van was easy to get out. You sit in the seat on both.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Squeak, squeak. A man pushing a wheelbarrow in a junkyard on a Sunday afternoon. There, spark plugs.
God.
Isn't this fun? Aren't you having a good time?
Having so much fun.
Oh. Careful with that deadly weapon.
I'm trying to think of what you owe me right now.
Yeah, well, get a pointy screwdriver in your hand so I better treat you right. Mm-hmm.
What would it be?
Yep. I'm going to turn this thing off before I go flying and break my camera.